Okay, so I've been playing a lot of chess lately, and well, I've been playing it since as far as I can remember. So malala ko lang the first time that I learned chess was from my uncle Vic, who's now in the U.S. So he's uh, like pamangkin of my mother. Okay, and pamangkin ba siya or pinsan? Parang more of a pinsan, but younger version. So parang my mother was 30-ish, then she'll be like might be 16, something like that. Parang kasi I think now 60 plus na si uncle. So, yeah, he's an a retired American Navy, so nasa US na yan. And I even remember the time when he was still staying with us. So he's like one of the earliest what do you call this, heroes until now, may message kami sa Facebook, but of course a little hindi katulad ng dati, he taught me how to play chess, of course, and then he taught me how to tell the time. Ayan, yung ito yung hindi digital, the analog type of clocks, a lot of other things, drawing, maraming tinuro si uncle sa akin. And yeah, he was with us for siguro hanggang mga 12 years old. So talagang napaka-importanteng impact ng nilagay ni uncle sa buhay namin ng magkapatid. And I remember na nung bata pa siya, syempre mas bata pa, I don't know how I remember this, pero he was like a very shy person. I mean, compared to my dad, ang dad ko kasi napaka-friendly nun eh. I think that's where I got that, from, yung pagiging super, friendly and talking to everybody, even though hindi pa naman niya talaga kilala. So I when we transferred here dito sa Santa Rosa, before, ang bahay namin, in a matter of parang 1 month, he knows, the majority of the people already, I mean, in that vicinity. So anyway, si uncle, medyo siya nun medyo mahiyain, so shy. So kuha siya ng parang job, sa KFC. Yeah, I remember ng KFC. And tinuruan siya ng tatay ko, naalala ko, tinuturuan siya ng tatay ko ng mga diskarte ko. Kasi, Vic, napaka hiyain mo eh. Huwag ka mahihain ng pogi-pogi mo. Matangkad, he's just a tall guy. And he has, a good physique. That's how I remember. Of course, he's a little bit older now, but kaya nga naging Navy yan. Siyempre, tanggap sa Navy. He's really physically fit, 20/20 vision and all that. So, yeah. So, sabi niya, ganito dapat. Pag tinanong ka ng customer. Kasi may customer yung nagsabi sa kanya na, medyo masama ata sa, I could not eat more of this fried chicken, ganyan. Sinabi mo naman? So parang hindi siya nakasagot sa tatay ko. Ganito dapat mga banat. You don't need to be sexy because you're already sexy. Ganyan. Ng tatay ko. And then true enough, meron siyang naging customer, client na gano'n, and who happened to be like an American na nag-introduce sa kanya sa isang person, na husband niya of course, dahil gusto niyang maging US Navy. Alam mo yung talagang struck of tama ba? Good luck, Kasi because of that, that's how I remember it, of course, Maybe pag tinanong natin si uncle, may mga additional comment and content niya na hindi natin alam. But apparently that lady na binalabualan siya, ang husband is a retired Navy person. So, he was he was taken as a candidate, and then he passed that. Of course, kung di naman siya papasa dun, di naman siya makakarating sa pagiging US Navy. And that's the rest of history. I mean, his history. And nga sabi ko nga, minsan yung mga sinasabi natin sa mga tao, becomes very important for themselves, or for us. And so, Uncle Vic was really very important to my early development. He was like a hero. I remember crying for days, when he was leaving. I don't know if he knows it, but talagang Lalo ko kasi ako yung panganay. My brother was not that close. Maybe he was close also, but whatever the decision to family, of course, hindi mo naman po pwedeng baliin. Saka he was already working, I think, at that time, and he had to go kasi mag-apply nga siya, natanggap siya sa Navy, ganyan. So, all those things. Anyway, so what he taught me that really lasted with me a lifetime was my chess. Okay, my love for chess. But again, as I said, hindi nga ako naging super galing dun. Kasi, I mean, by now, you would realize na talagang hindi ka naman talaga pang grandmaster material. Maybe you are, but hindi ka lang talaga so concentrated enough and all that, no? Kasi talagang kailangan mo talagang maging super concentrated. And of course, to my defense, I always have a defense on that, I would recall what Fisher said, one of the greatest grandmasters of all time. One of the greatest first grandmasters of all time, yung first greatest grandmasters. Sabi niya, to be good at chess, pwede yan for everybody, but to be really good at chess, like, siguro yung kanyang super grandmaster, you have to be like short of saying na to be really good at chess, you have to be a bum. You can't do anything else but that. That's what he said. Of course, now with the engines and all that, people could be great at chess, in just a matter of years, especially if you start them really young. And so that's a little different now. Okay? But there are many lessons, actually, life lessons in chess that you would also pick up. But if you intersect chess and philosophy, then you'd come up with some interesting insights about life. Maybe chess, philosophy, and Buddhism. Those are the like the big circles in my Venn diagram of things. Pag na yung spirituality muna kick that out of the equation. Just, those three. There's a lot already. And of course, one thing is when you make a move, when you make the move, especially for pawns, then that's always committal. There's pawns cannot go backwards. So always touch move, that's it, So I have to be very careful if you move forward. Okay? Unlike rooks, you can go sideways, bishops, long diagonals, whatever, queen, lalo, but especially, in those, hindi mo naman sabihin na little decisions dahil pawns, because pawns, sabi nga, yun ang soul of chess, because a pawn can become a queen. So especially at the end game, and when you compare end games with life, that's when you become old, right? So when you become old, yung pawns really matter. So those little decisions that you've made before, okay, when you have a backward pawn, that's bad, okay? When you have a pass pawn, then you have to really focus on that, that's your strength, you have to push forward. So, diba, daming lessons na makikita mo sa kanya. And another thing is, of course, especially for me, I lose a lot of games, especially in those tournament games. I lose a lot of tournament games. And who would not? Kasi even nga in mga chess engines, again, to my defense, even chess engines lose at least, 40% of their games, right? So, if you're better than at least half of the bunch, then you're already okay. I mean, you know. So, but anyway, ang na-realize ko in all my losing games is that it's not really how good the other player did, you know. It's really not that. It's about your performance. And ito, talagang scientifically, talaga inaral ko na to, you know. What predicts my winning or losing, and believe me, no, kasi nag-research na ako dito talaga na meron akong lahat ng games kong ginawa, you know. And then my insights, I used chess.com, Lichess as analysis. Chess Grandmaster, may analysis din yan. Fritz, 18, chess base. All those fancy, Lucas Chess, daming analysis. So what I realized is that what predicts my performance, my winning, is not really my getting the right moves. Although it's a big chunk, pero the biggest chunk is not even the elo of my opponents. Dati akala ko, siyempre pag magaling kalaban mo, no, it's not really that. It's the mistakes that your opponent makes, and then your mistakes. Okay? Lalo na yung mga blunders. Okay? So let's say group together blunders, mistakes, inaccuracies. So all of those, inaccuracy kasi is the inaccuracy is parang it's a mistake but not a big mistake. Okay? Just like it's not the best move. Pag sinabi mo kasing best move, parang you agree with the engine move. And then like a good move will be not in the top 5, maybe in the top 10. It's not an inaccuracy. So it's part of the top 10 moves, but as long as it stays positive on your, the position, you know, and all that. Now, your inaccuracy would be negative, you know. You missed, compared to the best move, parang may sobrang layo mo na, malayo ka na doon, no? Of course, a mistake is worse than that. And a blunder is really like a life-turning moment na wherein okay ka you know, you're winning and then suddenly you're losing, you know. Usually, ang flip niyan, mga nasa almost 1 pawn, or I think that's how they measure it. Hindi ko na yan pinaprogram. Before, kaya mo i-program yan, you know, when you put like, okay, I will allow 0.8, parang centipawns or something, 80 centipawns as a mistake, and then a blunder would be like 100 centipawns, something like that. Hindi ko na yan pinaprogram kasi meron na siyang, wag mo nang pakialaman dahil meron ng standard si chess, Lichess. Marami na ngayon Before, during my time ko pa na nag-a-analyze ako ng ganyan na without those programs, ako pa nagde-decide niyan kung what is a mistake, what is a blunder. But yun nga, ang nagpe-predict ng my winning in a game is actually more of my mistakes, okay, rather than how good I do. So it's how I limit the mistakes. Kaya nga, ngayon lately, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to limit the mistake, not guessing the correct move. Kasi pag a lot of grandmasters are saying that, pag if you are trying to get your, the best moves, siguro pag if you're in top level of the game, mga 2,700 elo, mga ganyan, top 20, top 50 chess players in the world, talagang kailangan inline ka with the engine move, more or less. Pero even at their level, they could not get 100% of the time, no? Hikaru, I think one of the best, Hikaru, Carlsen, ang caps rating nila is combination of yung how well you played, against the top machine moves. Ano lang sila, 87, 88, hindi naman nag-average ng 90. Kaya nga pag nag-90 ka na average all your 1,000 games, tapos ang centipon loss mo, CPL, would be I don't know, mga less than 20 or something. Pag hinalaan ka na niya na, teka mo na, I think you're using chess engine here, So yun ang problem. And sometimes you could do a perfect game. Meron akong recently lang na talagang perfect game, 100 ang caps, 0-0-0, walang mistake, walang accuracy. Lahat ng ginawa ko ay great moves, lahat in line with the chess engine. And the reason is my opponent naman played the standard move. I mean, you could not think of any other move but that move, and that's the engine move, and that's my move. Minsan may ganun eh, and ayun nga, it's more about concentration, not committing blunders. So for me, that lesson is also applicable in life. Sometimes you miss the great moves, and then alam mo eh, lalo na if you're playing it long enough. So life in application, if you are living already, nasa past 40 ka na, past 50, katulad ko, parang alam mo na that you committed a blunder, okay, like, Jesus Christ, what the hell am I doing here, I don't belong here, okay, this is like making me negative in a lot of ways, okay, so I have to get the fuck out of here, out of this company or whatever. So alam mo na create ka ng blunder or maybe a mistake, but it doesn't have to be life-threatening, you know what I mean? If it's like a game, you just have to move forward, and nung una talagang I find it hard to move forward na natatalo ako. And sabi nga ni Kasparov, no, actually, if you lose, that's the greatest opportunity that you have to be better, because you have to look back. I know it pains you a lot, but to recall your steps and where did you get it wrong before analyzing mo without the engine. Now may engine na, so more or less alam mo na, okay, shit, dapat nandito. And then sometimes it all boils down to just one mistake or one inaccuracy, and that's it. The whole game is already done. But there comes a time when you just have to play a good game, avoid the mistakes, whatever. And if you do made the mistakes in chess, it's not just one mistake minsan, it's the little inaccuracies, lalo na if you're a top game, it's like the other guy just keeps on beating your position, mas mataas lagi yung rank ng kanyang move, and that's why the position gets better and better for him. Pagdating sa end game, wala na eh. Yung turo sa chess master, grandmaster eh. Parang if you're up on material, or if you're up on lalo na material, you have to rush the end game, exchange, force some exchange, whatever. Don't force it. Don't try to force a lot of active play sometimes, kasi hindi ka naman expert. So kailangan mo lang talaga maka-rush agad sa end game. And so ganun din sa buhay eh. You just have to simplify things. Ayan, okay? So Kasparov, one of the greatest players, yan ang kanyang ginagawa sa game, is so active because he wants to simplify things. Of course, si Karpov, medyo boa constrictor type niya. Talagang he likes close games. He doesn't want you to move a lot, and then one mistake, boom, tapos ka. Okay, that's how Karpov does it. But when Kasparov, went on beat him, nakita mo, active chess is the key. Ibig sabihin lang, you have to simplify things, saan yung mga open lanes, whatever, don't go for close position. Sabi nga ni Kasparov, that's be in a type of play that you're so comfortable with, don't push mga positions or mga play na hindi ka naman comfortable with, you'll end up losing that way. So sa buhay, ganun din. For me, lalo na hindi naman yan talaga official. Well, it's rated, right? Pero hindi naman yan official na game. Pag nakita mong talagang talo na at alam mo namang hindi naman talaga siya matatalo, he will not commit mistakes in the end game. Although sometimes nangyayari yun, so sometimes I refuse to resign. Pero pwede kang hindi mag-resign sa game pero sa loob mo, okay, so this is a done game, GG, kasi sabi ng mga chess players, good game. Ibig sabihin, GG na lang tayo. Ibig sabihin, it's a good game, okay? So don't make a fuss about it. Just make just resign, and that's it. So, and for me in life, that's also what I've been doing in times when I made mistakes. Just have to forgive yourself. Hindi ka naman po pwedeng masyadong magpaka dalubhasa in some things, and then put a lot of pressure for yourself. And you must not also worry about what other people will say, because who the fuck cares? I mean, in the first place, aren't they so also busy about their own chess games, their own life? And always in the end, that the grandmaster of life that you're playing against eventually wins. Okay, so because we all end up dying, all right? So in the end, it's going to be a resignation. But the more you play a good game, like hindi naman talaga perfect game, but one that really like your signature play, wherein yes, you make a mistake, but then you really fight on. That's how you graduate in life, I think, with the highest honor, summa cum laude in life. When you fight on, despite all the obstacles and all that, you're down a piece, your position is like, I don't know, worthless or something like that. You wanted to make some counterplay, you're always thwarted by the better enemy, life. So you just have to play well, and then in the end, for me, even in a losing game, I look at my caps. Kasi yung chess.com ko, medyo premium yung kanyang And ngayon ko na lang yan ginawa. Unang-una nagkamali lang ako dun. I didn't want to go for the diamond thingy. But then, I encoded my PayPal ba or something, or credit card. Only to find out na nagcha-charge na pala yung buwisit na So yun, and I didn't hindi ko na binawi yung, kasi dapat may how many days lang yun well, of course I forgot. That's the real deal. So it's 1 to 1 year yun. So I have to really make the most out of it. So what I do is, whenever I make a mistake, whenever I lose a game, there's a lot of those games. Lalo na pag you're batting against a better player. So I just look at my caps, yung caps ko, yung performance, and I try to maintain a number that is comfortable for me. Like, of course, the target was about 90 something percent, kasi yun yung, I think that's how I should be doing. But of course I only get about 76, 77, ganun lang. Hindi ako nakakabot ng 80 pa on my average. Pero I only have, ito ngayon itong bank account na to only has less than 100 games. So, ibig sabihin, and these are bullet games, mind you. Ito yung mga 2+1, 2 minutes plus 1. And sometimes, of course, ito yung mga mga aking mga excuses. But really, sometimes yung internet connection really sucks, Sometimes you're winning and then you lose because of internet connection. And so mostly mga 3-minute blitz at saka 2+1. So medyo mabibilis talaga yung laban niya. But yeah, and yun yung nakikita ko sa buhay. And then the connection with chess and life is that if you make a mistake, you have to review and then try to find out, okay, yeah, even if I lost, I still did well, right? 76, 77 losing, okay na to And then titignan mo yung kalaban, hey, what the fuck? Bakit 95 siya? You didn't make a mistake. Teka, this is somewhat, dubious, okay? So, imagine at 1,300, you're playing like that. Teka, report. And yeah, sometimes makikita ng chess.com na, nag-cheat siya, Sometimes naman talaga palang he really played well. And meron naman palang mga mistakes din, pero I just didn't capitalize on those. So, yeah, makikita nila yun They have a good analysis from that. Kaya yung mga diamond player, pag nag-complain, yan ang unang-unang tinitingnan ni chess.com. Okay, so yan. Pero meron na akong mga nakalaban na talagang nag-cheat nga, no? So mga 2-3 na yung and then binabalik sa yung points mo. But yeah, that's how I think chess at least relates with life, mga lessons and all that. Even yung aspect of letting go, diba? Like Buddhist thoughts, letting go, and then just staying in the present moment. Diba ganun din eh? When you make a move, you don't worry about the move number 10. You're already in move 21, diba? You just look at the present position, the current position, and how you make it better. You don't kick yourself for missing out, that your queen got captured because you played lousily, you made a blunder at move number 10, and that was a blunder, but you're already in move 35 and you're still alive. Okay, so that means the opponent cannot still win, despite the advantage that he has against you. So parang ganun, no? Hindi yung pagka mo, okay, sorry, okay, resign. Yeah, you fight on because that was a blunder. But then sa akin yung computation, yung calculation ng okay, so yeah, I made one blunder. I'm sure about that. But then the others, pag ni-review mo na ang nakita mo, one inaccuracy and then one blunder, that means, hey, I made a blunder in move 10, but aside from that, I only have one inaccuracy and that's it. So, this is a good game. Okay? I mean, I didn't win because I made a blunder, but then next time, if I don't make a blunder, I only make like maybe some mistakes or sometimes inaccuracies, then I'll be better, and then you play again, and then forgetting everything, resetting your life, because every move that you make is always a new game. Don't get thwarted and get stuck in the previous games that you played where you lost. Okay, so but somehow you remember because of that. Oh, I will avoid the exchange here because last time I played this one, I get mated on this H file, those things. So sa buhay ganun din eh. And as I said, parang you have to review everything whenever you make a mistake. Alam mo na okay, so I'm really not for this. This kind of work, for example, does not suit me very well. And if I make a mistake, just resign the game, after some time, after playing a good game, and then just move on, then move forward, move to another game. Okay, so sometimes tinitingnan ko yung sarili ko whether I'm making a good advice, good advices for young people out there. Kasi laging sinasabi nga ng kaibigan ko dati na ikaw yung mga palaki mo, George. Parang laging language is that, okay lang yan. Bata pa naman ako. Sabi nga na Sir George, mag-explore pa ako. Oo, forgive yourself because, you're still in the exploration age. Tapos, pagbalik ko, so, kumusta ka na? Ilang taon ka na ba ngayon? 35 na ako, Sir George. Sabi niya, ngayon, nahanap ko pa rin sarili ko. Kasi ikaw may sabi. So, don't worry, I'm already 51. 52 na ako by February. So, I'm still looking for myself. I think I lost myself then, di naman. So I'm just enjoying the ride, manang ganon. Enjoying the chess game, enjoying the match, move by move, position by position. Kasi yun naman talaga yun eh. You're just trying out there very hard in order to create a wonderful game for you, one that you would be proud, not because you won, but you improved in the sense that you didn't make a lot of mistakes and all that, right? So that's it. I think that's the idea of a good chess game.